I'm sure this story will make a huge difference in your thinking and bring success to your life. By the end of this story, you will learn how to save in life. One morning, Mahatma Gautama Buddha was walking past a village. When he reached the end of the village, he remembered there lived one of his disciples who had not come to the ashram for the last 1 week. He thought he would go to the disciple's hut and meet him. As soon as he came in front of the disciple's hut and called the disciple, he came out, bowed to Buddha, and welcomed him into the hut. Buddha sat on a rock under a neem tree in front of the cottage and said to the disciple, "Why don't you come to the ashram for the last 7 days? Is the body healthy?" The disciple replied, "Yes, Gurudev. By your grace, the body is completely healthy. The reason I haven't been to the ashram for the last 7 days is that I have only one garment. It is so old and torn in so many places that there is no way to go in public." Mahatma Buddha noticed the disciples' wear. Indeed, it was so old and torn in so many places that it was no longer fit to be worn even after many stitches. Buddha said to the disciple, "Do you have any other problems?" The disciple said, "No, Gurudev, I have no other problem." Buddha said, "Okay, I am leaving now." Saying this, Buddha left from there. Many disciples came to the ashram in the evening during meditation and prayer. At the end of the prayer, they all bowed down to Buddha one by one and left. At that time, Mahatma Buddha said to a disciple, "You will go at the end of all. There is something special." When everyone left, Buddha said to that disciple, "You are the richest of all the disciples. I have a request for you." The garment of one of the disciples of our ashram is so torn that he cannot go out in shame. If you can, please arrange to send him a garment. The disciple heard that and said, "Gurudev, I will send him new clothes tomorrow morning." The next morning, the rich disciple happily bought a pair of clothes for all the disciples of the ashram and delivered them to everyone. In the evening, wearing new clothes, the disciple came to the ashram after 8 or 9 long days. Mahatma Gautama Buddha said, "You look very beautiful in new clothes." The disciple said, "Gurudev, all your kindness. Buddha said, "What did you do with your previous garment? Did you throw it away?" The disciple said, "No, Gurudev. I am using it at home as a cloak." Buddha asked, "Then what did you do with the previous cloak?" The disciple replied, "Gurudev, the previous one was torn in many places. I sewed it again and made it a window curtain." Mahatma Buddha's desire to know increased. He asked, "Then what did you do with the previous window curtain?" The disciple said, "Gurudev, the previous one had 100 holes. So now I have cut it into small pieces for cleaning the house and holding the hot cooking utensils." This time Buddha was very surprised and asked, "Then what did you do with the pieces of cloth you used for cleaning the house?" The disciple said, "Gurudev, the condition of the previous pieces of cloth has reached its final stage. So I have very carefully made hundreds of lamp wicks from those pieces of cloth, some of which will be used to light the lamps in my cottage for the next 6 months, and the rest I have brought with me to be used at the ashram." Mahatma Buddha heard everything and smiled softly and said, "You have learned the principle of using real objects in this world. I am happy to see your easy way of life leading and simplicity of thought. All you have to do from now on is to teach people the right principle of using things so that people understand in their own life which way to follow to live a healthy life." Friends, if we take a deep look at our own lives, we will see that we are all suffering from a deep disease, which is need. If we can analyze what is necessary and what is unnecessary for our healthy living, our life will be very happy and peaceful. Before purchasing any item, ask yourself, do I really need this item, or is it my luxury? Because we buy more than we need because of the lure of advertising and the hope of happiness and pleasure, and we always fall behind financially. In order to keep up with the times and compare with others, we unconsciously buy something extra. For example, many of us have several pairs of clothes to maintain ourselves comfortably, yet we buy new clothes every month without any thought. Finally, we find that those clothes are old before they are properly used. Don't confuse yourself. Fix your thoughts. Spend your hard-earned money properly. Focus on savings. May we all apply what we learned from that disciple of Mahatma Gautama Buddha in real life. May all be happy. May all be well. Friends, we only expect that you will write in the comment box and tell us what you learned from today's video. Thank you.